here we are, made it to a hotel. We had a quick, kind of not quite last minute plan, but a pretty quick turnaround for a trip to the wind tunnel here where I did my testing almost 2 years ago now. Came back for an update, gonna test out a few new things. We're in Morrisville, North Carolina, and we're going to the A2 wind tunnel and just got in. It's kind of a full day of travel when you gotta go from one time zone to the next. So just about to head down to the gym and squeeze in a workout because tomorrow is all about finding those little details and finding some free speed. Not really strength, it's just the protocol I use with Pendola and just the strength stuff that we're doing in between. We do a lot of movement work and I'll use bands, like I got a mini foam roller, a little soccer ball, just different stuff to make sure my body's in line so that when we go to the wind tunnel, we're not messing around with trying to get the bike to fit or my body to fit on the bike. All we're doing is testing, the different things that can make us faster, the small tweaks, and it's no physiological fit stuff going on. We got all that out of the way. And recently just my SI joint was just a little off, so I'm just doing stuff to make sure that it's not. Then after that, I'll hop on the treadmill and do a little run since it's dark now. And yeah, we're in North Carolina. So running on the treadmill, 50, 60 minutes, just kind of flushing out the travel. It was a 4-hour flight, so that's, decent amount of time and just getting in some miles and now taking care of the feet. Kind of start from the ground up, but just rolling the feet out. Matt's been big on me just getting my toes mobile, and so we're working on that. And then I'll do a few more things to just make sure everything's in line. We've just established a protocol for kind of the next couple weeks to make sure the body's feeling good and moving well, especially with some of the heavier lifting that we're doing. So when I'm traveling like this, I take my bands, my gym in a bag, and just find a place to get in my mobility at least. And if I have the opportunity, maybe maintain, or as Matt sometimes calls it, main gaining. So you're just doing a little bit of what you can when you're away from bigger, more comfortable like home gym. We're good. We're testing. So I'm running a series of just runs through the wind tunnel, just testing different positions, different small things we can do in the race. I guess like cast sleeve socks, water bottles, I think extensions today. Yeah, just all sorts of stuff just to see where we can eke out a few watts here and there and get super fast. It's kind of the first test of the year, and hopefully we'll be able to keep progressing this and keep checking up on it. First reaction. Well, been here before, but
Nonetheless.
it's like a spaceship. What's up, Art?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, burning midnight oil at the tunnel.
It's been a journey.
Yeah, so we're just strategizing on getting suited up to get in the tunnel, and we are just figuring out the extensions on the front end of the bike. So we're looking at a new system that the 3D print should be more aero. We got to check it in the wind tunnel to make sure that my body position isn't totally thrown off, just fit-wise, but aerodynamic-wise mainly, because the way that I stack my hands and everything right now has allowed my shoulder blades and everything to be tucked in and stay super aero. So yeah, we're just figuring out some of the logistics on it.
So first change will be glasses, no visor. We like the ones with no frame because it doesn't restrict the vision. A lot of the time athletes change their head position because the rim of the glasses or the frame of the glasses gets in the way. So first change.
0.199. Okay. What are we shooting for? What's the gold standard?
That is the gold standard.
That is the gold standard. What's the platinum standard?
I don't know.
What are we shooting for?
What's your platinum standard is what we're trying to figure out. Not
What do the guys do in the hour record?
they're 1.16. We're not doing this.
1.16. And we're 0.199. Okay.
Okay. Let's drop you in there. In general, calf sleeves tend to test faster. For Ben, at 7.5 and at 0 degrees, they're unequivocally slower. So the thing to remember about aerodynamics is in the aerodynamic pantheon of social media, people assume things are fast because of, sometimes manufacturer claims, sometimes other things. But when you test somebody in the real world, you get Ben's actual biomechanics, the actual shape of his body, and
The shaved legs.
the shape, legs. And the wind tunnel data talks and bullshit walks. And even though we were super positive on sleeves, that doesn't mean sleeves are bad, because universally they test faster. Aerodynamics is all about what tests faster for you, not what's notionally faster. That's why we're here. We're a very data-oriented team, 6 years of doing this, actually more. How many years now?
Probably a decade.
10 years of doing this. We've learned not to trust anything other than what we can measure and quantify, and that's why we're here.
Now, we're testing this helmet because Kona is all about heat regulation, keeping the heat off. So if this is close, it's just weighing out how many watts are you willing to sacrifice to keep yourself cool. So we're testing this, and we've just tested some clothing type stuff to confirm Santini is the fastest suit for me, which it is. And we found out the calf sleeves I was using are not the fastest for me. So not that calf sleeves aren't fast, but yeah, it just goes back to show I don't really like taking any equipment without testing it first, because yeah, it's pretty important.
So wind tunnel's all about trying innovative or different things. We just tried something, an iteration on something we've already done, and it was a complete bust. And that's the amazing thing about a wind tunnel, is we're trying to figure out unconventional ways of creating performance through less aero.
Testing done. That was really solid. So we didn't do anything with the front end. I think we still have more that we could do. But for here, we tested basically all sorts of calf sleeves, socks, different stuff down the jersey, positions, different stuff like that, and ended up finding a few watts. So more than a few watts, actually. So Part's gonna go, he's the data guy, so he's gonna crunch all the data, but that was a successful and worthwhile trip for sure. Gonna see if I can connect with Jim for just what to do for the rest of the day. I got a strength program that I can do, and then tomorrow we're out midday, so almost feel like we should try and get home tonight, which would be nice, but I don't think I booked the right kind of ticket for that. So now we're stuck in beautiful North Carolina right now, and just gonna go get some lunch and figure out what's next. Yes, everywhere we go, it's gonna be Matt's mobile gym on the mobile phone. That God, I hate doing it when it's, I hate the bad internet that we always have. But, all right, that's a hotel gym workout. Not bad. Matt's mobile gym. Out here, exploring after a day at the wind tunnel, getting in the long run, and beautiful day today. Huge difference from yesterday with all the rain. So it's one of my favorite ways to see a place, experience somewhere, is to run. Heading out, getting a bit more country out here, running along the peninsula. But just thinking about yesterday, the wind tunnel, all that sort of thing. And I think sometimes people just think we go to the wind tunnel and all of a sudden you're gonna find 10, 15, 20 watts. And while we did find some speed, a lot of it is just confirming that we're already fast. And figuring out that some things just don't work for me. Biggest shocker, calf sleeves, not a win for me right now. Have to dive into that one. But some of the other tools we found, tested with stuff down the jersey, or different hand positions, all of that, we were either confirming it or not for if it's faster. And I mean, we can pretty unequivocally say with the data, because can't deny data, I'm faster than last year and last time we went to the wind tunnel, which a couple of years ago. So definitely getting there, but there's more to find out. And this is round one for me, and it's back to going through the checklist, making sure we're exhausting every opportunity to get slippery and be as aerodynamic as possible. Out here halfway on the long run, enjoying the beautiful weather and wind tunnel, successful trip, getting in some solid workouts in between, long run, just reflecting on the trip as a whole. Gotta test your baseline. That's the most important thing, is starting with tests and then figuring out where you can improve. You can't just, shoot from the hip, walk around in the dark, anything like that. You have to know what you're working with. And when you know what you're working with, then you know where to improve. So this is the first step of the year to really take in what we've learned the past couple years. Got a lot of good data for what's fast, what's not, and what we need to do to be the fastest for Kona. Back to business, done with the wind tunnel, collecting everything. We'll talk with Park. He'll get everything sorted out so we know exactly what's going on. But main takeaways were calf sleeves and socks for me, no go. Shaved legs are faster. And then down the jersey. We won't say exactly what it is, but we found some fun stuff that is quite a bit faster and going to help overall. So just stay tuned for that. We're tweaking it, making sure that it's good, and this is a great first trip. We probably will go back to the wind tunnel to do even more, but that's it. That's what going to the wind tunnel is like. You take your theories in there, you test them, and see if you're right or wrong.
Okay.
back to Phoenix, back to work, back to training. Thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for more. We'll be documenting the whole process. This is the first step in getting ready for Kona. So a lot of good work done, but now it's time to go put in some real work.